Hey Tesla friends, I'm back again. It's been a while, but I'm here to give you some more news and please forgive the video. It's not the greatest video in the world, but we're here just to show you the information that's important. So there's been some recent changes in the way Tesla sells their cars. If you look at the very bottom here, it says that you can return the car in 3 days of delivery if you didn't test drive the car from Tesla. So what this is saying is you definitely do not want to test drive the car through Tesla. You should go to a friend, come to me. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, so you definitely do not want to buy to test drive the car before you buy it. That way you get 3-day return of delivery, and also you get 9 months of free supercharging as opposed to 6 months. So again, you do not want to, test drive the car. Now, fortunately, it's here on the bottom of here. I hope people can see it, but there's a lot of stuff that Tesla doesn't tell you, which is unfortunate. For example, they lower the prices by 2,000 as of January 1st. I think that probably went on a tweet. But also the fact that we click on ordering here for the Model S, you will notice that the prices increased because they got rid of the smaller battery. The 75D model is gone. I think it's strictly the 100D or higher. So let me see. My computer's a little slow. So it's going to update soon, and you'll see the price tag of 94,000 would be the cheapest Model S you can get. And actually, I need to add the fact that okay, my computer looks like it's not responsive right now, but if you have to add into the price of delivery, the delivery is $1,200. So if you look down here at the very bottom here, you'll see it says 94,000. That's the cheapest car you can get plus 1,200 for delivery and paperwork. I assume that's what documentation delivery. So it's unfortunate they don't put that in there. But yeah, here you can see it's 100D would be the smallest battery. And of course, I recommend people get the smallest battery because prices are still dropping on the batteries. And I would assume if you keep the car for several years, you might even be able to replace the battery for a little bit more than what you're saving on not buying the upgraded battery right now because prices are dropping so much. Um, so the key here is if you're buying a car, do not test drive it through Tesla. I'll be happy to show you the car, the Model 3 or the S. And also, another thing with the Model S and the X is they're just going to be interior refresh soon, I think. And, well, actually, it's been stated, but it hasn't happened. So, Elon Musk has stated that. So, unfortunately, he's going to go to a single screen. It's really not a good system. Hopefully, he'll add the heads-up display in the windshield. I saw one on a Camaro just a few days ago, and it looks pretty good. That might be a way to go if you do get rid of the center, the instrument panel behind the steering wheel. But just the horizontal screen is not a good thing. That I do not recommend. And now he's gonna make it. It's harder for the programmers. It's just adding an extra piece of hardware type that they need the right program for. So if Elon was smart, he would just keep the S's and X's screens the same. And unfortunately, the Model 3 has already started with a horizontal screen, so it's gonna probably be more work than it's worth trying to switch it back to the old way. Unfortunately, Elon Musk did not have the foresight to see that it was not a good idea. But anyways, it's already that way. So basically, um, I'm trying to help you with trying to buy the car. Please use my referral code Joe 480 JOE 480 JOE 480. And there's different ways of buying a Tesla. There's things they don't tell you. And unfortunately, when they tell you stuff, it's through Twitter, and the social media picks it up through Twitter. Tesla asks for our emails, and they say they'll keep us informed as owners. And also, if you're not an owner, you can give them your email address. They'll keep you informed. But that very rarely happens. And there's a lot of secret stuff going on with Tesla, like, for example, autopilot. Um, it's essentially a free product, autopilot, but I'll explain that later. But I've heard of people buying it for as low as $2,000 or $3,000 autopilot, when it should be 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 after you buy the car. So, unfortunately, Tesla says everybody pays the same price, but that's not true. So, again, stick with my channel, like my channel, subscribe, and I will try to give you important information that nobody's talking about, that will help you in purchasing a car, and also the enjoyment of your car. But yeah, another thing that I should probably tell you is that the touchscreen, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It has a lot of advantages, but it has disadvantages, and I should say the worst thing about the screen is it's hard to peck on it to get what you want. It's actually a safety hazard. A typical car with no screen or a very small screen is better, because you can actually hit the controls and turn them and whatever you want, even without looking, once you get used to a car. With the screen, you actually hit stuff. And Tesla is actually redesigning the interface to make it a little harder. Harder to access stuff, harder to have a split screen. The top menu, which disappears on you, you have to press the screen once and then wait a second before the top menu shows up, and that's gone, where the menu is on the bottom. And before, you could hit any part of the screen and the menu will show up, but now you have to hit a little button to get the menu to show up, so you have to point and pinpoint that button. Now the menus on the buttons are on the bottom of the screen, whereas you have to now look farther down, and when that happens, you're not looking at the road. Really, the screen needs to be adjustable, and you need to raise it up to the top of the screen, to the bottom part of the windshield or hood, so it doesn't block your vision, but the screen is as high as possible. That will allow you to see the screen and see the road as much as possible at the same time. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff about Tesla that they don't really tell you. Recently, I saw something, I think, on YouTube about Takata airbags in the Teslas, and that's true. A couple of years ago, I had to ask the service advisor maybe several times to see if the Tesla had Takata airbags, and finally he would answer yes, but he claimed it's not a problem. Well, when the airbags are new, it's not a problem, as far as I know. After around say 5 years or something, that's when they start becoming a problem. I don't know if it's the moisture in the air or what it is about the age, but it's usually an age thing that that brings on the problem. So even though new Takata airbags are put in the car, and back then it was not a problem, I knew that eventually it would be a problem. And Tesla is going to start recalling those airbags, as far as the article I think I saw on YouTube. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a new thing about service is terrible when they service your car. And unfortunately, I knew that already because um, even when my car was new, I've received terrible service through Tesla, just unprofessional stuff. Them going through your personal items, and I can stand there and watch them go through my stuff. Um, Other things, it's just incompetence. They can't fix problems. They don't list the problems that you tell them on in the invoice to get fixed. It's just a big lack of incompetence on the Tesla service people and service advisors and delivery people and salespeople. I guess don't give you the right information. So maybe I should say I've experienced problems with Tesla in all phases of their operation. Yes, I would say so. But anyways, please like my channel, subscribe, use my referral code, which is Joe480, JOE480. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to warn people about this price increase. The Model S has increased by about $18,000, I think, and the Model X SUV is increased by $15,000 by not offering the 75D batteries. So unfortunately, that's Tesla does that, and again, they don't tell you. They put it out on Twitter, but if you don't use Twitter and you don't subscribe to Elon Musk, then you'll be doing the muskrat. And I'll be done with this video soon, but I've coined a term called the muskrat, whereas when we have to, mostly it's a negative term, but I guess it could be a positive term. But when we, lose a chance to buy a cheaper Model S or X just because we don't know something, because something came out on Twitter and not the official website, or it's not emailed to us, which should happen, then I call it doing the muskrat, being in the muskrat. I don't know what you want to call it, but all the people that are searching Tesla, and they're either like Tesla or don't like Tesla, I call them muskrats. And just think of it like Beyonce has the queen bee, and I guess her followers are the bees or something like that, and Taylor Swift has a similar concept. So I think we should call ourselves the muskrats, because we're like little rats running around, not getting anywhere, not getting the proper service we want, not getting the proper answers from Tesla. So unfortunately, I'm glad that other websites are starting to talk about this, because it's been going on forever, and even the big people that are famous on YouTube praising Tesla are starting to come out on this. So I'm glad it's happening. It'll just improve Tesla. Hopefully Elon Musk will make it better. So hopefully we don't have to be muskrats anymore. But anyways, I've been talking too long, so use my referral code JOE480, and there'll be prizes and secret prizes and a bunch of other secrets that I can reveal soon to you. Thanks.